Alright, in this video we are going to see how to create this layout into HTML and CSS. As you can see in the screen, this is a layout created with Figma. We are going to convert this into working HTML. How are we going to do? So I'm using the Visual Studio Code. The very first thing, let me show you what are the things to follow along. I'll leave the source code along with the images I have used in the description so that you can follow along with me. Now what do we have? We have three files: index, script and the style sheet, and then some images are available. We are not going to worry about the script tag, we'll just focus on the working HTML. Now let's focus on the banner section. Inside the banner section we have three more sections. The first one is this creative themes, then the text, and again the button. These are the three things we need to have inside the banner. Fine, now let's create a section with ID banner. Then inside the banner we have three more sections. We'll have h2, we will have some text. Then we have h1, we'll have some text. Then we'll have h3, actually it's a button. Then we have some text. Then once this is done, let's copy paste this creative themes, and this is simply the text, learn more. Now if I show you how does the HTML looks like, Control O, I have saved this file in the desktop, so index.html. So this is the plain text. Now let's quickly get into the CSS. For all the element, remove the padding and remove the margin and box sizing need to be border box. Now let's focus on the banner, and for all the element, let's use the font as font family. I've saved it over here. It's a Google font. Now let's check. If it doesn't work, we'll just download this from the Google and use it. Actually we have this in the Google. Let's just import this, copy it and use it just above on the first line. Cool, that's done. We don't need this anymore. If I refresh, you got the idea. Now we need the height to be 80% of the screen. The width need to be 100%, or you can say 100 screen size. And then we need to have background image URL, and you can have, we are in the same folder, and the image is banner.jpg. you can see it on the left side. So this is how it looks. Now whatever is there inside the banner, I want it to be at the center. So display, flex, align items, center, and justify content, center. Now if you see, it will be at the center, and the flex direction need to be column, so we can see one below the other. Now instead of align item center, we'll make this flex start, so you can see. Now we need to give padding on both the sides. Top bottom let it be 0, and left and right let's make this 150 pixel. Now inside the banner we have h3, h2 and h1. The first one is h2. So if you see, we need a white background and a background color white, then color need to be orange, which I have already copied it on the notepad. Let's just copy this and paste it. Let's refresh and check. Doesn't seems to work. Actually it's H2, we need to give this to H2. We got it. We need to give padding and font size 15 pixel, padding top bottom 2 pixel, left right 5 pixel. This seems to be too small. Cool. We can give line height 1.5 em. Now we'll have H1. We'll have H1 font size of 80 pixel. Color is going to be white, and the width of the H1 need to be 50%, 60%. Let's see how we. Alright, we can give padding top and bottom 5 pixel, left and right 0 pixel. We can increase the padding as 15. Alright, now let's focus on the button. We don't have H3 here, we have button. Inside the banner we have button. Let's copy this, the background color and the color. It is going to be the reverse. Refresh it. Padding top bottom 15 pixel, left right 20 pixel. Font size 20 pixel. Alright, that's done. Then we have to position the image. Background position. Let's try check this with bottom. Alright, we got it. The font size seems to be so big. Let's make this 70. And let's add the font weight as 700. Actually there is 700, and the font is Poppins. We have mistakenly copied the Poppins font. Now I'm copying it. Previously I have not selected it, that's the reason. Now we need to decrease the line height of the H1 1.5 em, 1.3 to 1. Alright, the padding for the bottom, top bottom, alright, that works. We need to decrease the font size. For the left and right. Now let's directly jump into the next section. There is some padding on the left and right of the screen. You can add the padding, and again we have left and padding too much. And again we need to reduce the font size. And for the creatives, 15 is going to be too much. 8. Now the next section is the grid. We call this section icons, and then we have row, we have column, and inside the column we have two more section. Let's call this icon holder, icon holder, and inside the holder we need another div with icon, which will have image icon1.png, and then after the icon we have text content. Inside the text content we have h5, let's say. Let's copy the text, pet hotel, and then we have paragraph. Let me copy the text again. Alright, now we need to copy this column two more times, 1, 2, and let's change the image name. This is 2 and this is 3. We can change the text as we like. As I have already copied, I'm just copying it. Pet grooming. Let me see how does it looks. It's too big. Alright, now let's get into the CSS. Let's comment this properly. Icon section, then we have ID with icon, it's a section, and then we have inside a row, then we have column, inside column we have icon holder, then inside icon holder we have icon div, then inside icon div we have, sorry, not inside, yeah, we have image, then inside icon holder we have text content, alright. Then inside text content we have two more elements, which is h5 and paragraph. So it is advisable to write this way of hierarchy to avoid confusion, CSS override issue. Now first of all, let's focus on the icon holder. Whatever is there inside the icon holder, I want it to be side by side. Display flex. Now if you see, it would be side by side. I think it's a spelling mistake. Let's check. Head side icon, text content, everything seems right. Let's try it with inspect. Click on icon holder. We should see display flex, so it doesn't look, it is not getting added. Let's see why. Add refresh. Actually it's icons, Control H, replace all. Now if you see, you will see side by side. Alright, that works. Now what we need to do is we need to give width to this. I want this width to be 30%, and I want the text content to have width of 70%, and whatever is there inside, I want the image should get width of 100% of the container. Here the container is simply the icon div. Yeah, we have the class icon. Control Shift R. That doesn't seem to work. Okay, there seems to be some problem in HTML. Yeah, this div is gone. Actually, it's column, I guess. Cool. Now we need to give display flex to the row. Display flex, so all of them will come side by side. Now we need to give width to the row, simply a max width of 1100 pixel. And we want this to place at the center, so we can use the trick of margin, top bottom 0, left right auto. Now the icons is going to have background color of white. I'll show you in a minute why we have added white. Now I don't think we need to add background here, but we need to add this on the columns. Refresh it. Now let's make this let's take the icon div slightly above over the banner, so position relative top minus 50%. I think this is too much. (200 pixel). 100, 40, let's say 50. Cool. Now we need to add padding to the row. Top bottom 10 pixel, left right 20 pixel. The padding is going to be for the column. Semicolon missing. Let's add margin to the margin. Top bottom 0, left right 20 pixel to get some space between the, yeah, that works. Now if you see, now we need space between these two, the icons. So before that, let's add rounded corner to the column. It's a rounded radius, sorry, border radius 20 pixel. Yeah, we got it. Now let's add space between the image and the content. So we need to decrease the size of the image. Let's make this 80, 60. To place this at the center, we have to use the display flex to the container. Display flex, align items center, justify content center. Cool. For the H5, Let's add the font size of 20 pixel. For the paragraph, let's have the font size of 15 pixel. Almost there. We can add a padding, margin below the heading, margin bottom 15 pixel. Alright, that works. Actually it's not at the center, it's at the flex start for the justify content. So justify content, flex start. Now you'll see it will stick with the heading, not on the justify content but on the align items, flex start. Cool. Now we need to add a border box shadow to the column. Box shadow, top bottom 0, left right 15 pixel, blurriness 15 pixel, spread 5 pixel, and the color black. Too much. Let's make the spread as 1 pixel. We can skip the spread, it is disturbing. Then we have spreadness, it's going to be dark. We need to make this light by getting into the inspect and choose the shadow, box shadow. Let's make this transparent. Cool, that looks awesome. Just copy this color and paste it on the instead of black. Refresh it. Now that looks great. So almost done. Now it's just the padding part is missing, or we can give the width this font size looks too big. Now for the banner, instead of 70, let's make this 80 and check. Cool, that looks great. So I think just only the hover section is remaining. So when I hover on the column, I want to change the color. I hover on the column, I want to change the color of what? I want to change the color of H5 and paragraph, and then the whole column itself. First let me change the color of the column, background black. Sorry, let's make this red. I have not copied that color. Let's just try it with red. If I hover, we'll see got the red color, and we'll change the color of the text as white. Press it, click over, you got the color of white. So I think the scope of this video is done. Thank you so much for listening. Let me check what all think. Yeah, it's done.